You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating, new, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry. Thanks for joining us on Ace Country Radio, and we're also streaming at KPVM.TV. We're also on your Roku devices. It is Thursday, March 20th, the first day of spring. In our top story, President Trump signs an executive order today taking a bold step toward dismantling the U.S. Department of Education, marking a significant shift in federal education policy. The order calls for a comprehensive review of the department's structure with the goal of, quote, phasing out its programs and responsibilities in favor of a more localized approach to education.
Today, at an education event, President Trump signed an executive order to shut down the U.S. Department of Education to shift oversight back to the individual states. Trump has long argued that the education decision should be made at the state and local levels rather than by a federal bureaucrat.
But we're going to be returning education very simply back to the states where it belongs, and this is a very popular thing to do, but much more importantly, it's a common sense thing to do, and it's going to work. Absolutely, it's going to work, and I can tell you from dealing with the governors and others in the state, they want it so badly. They want to take their children back and really teach their children individually. Probably the cost will be half, and the education will be maybe many, many times better. So this will conclude what we are talking about with respect to our most cherished group of people, and that's our children. We want to have our children well educated. We want them to love going to school. We have examples of it. Look at those beautiful, bright-eyed faces. They are so smart. They're so smart. And with that, I'm going to come down and we're going to sign a very important document, and we're going to be on our way. People have wanted to do this for many, many years, for many, many decades. And I don't know, no president ever got around to doing it, but I'm getting around to doing it. So thank you very much.
While the executive order signals a significant policy shift, the full closure of the department would still require congressional approval.
Okay.
Also in government news today, U.S. Senator Jackie Rosen of Nevada issues the following statement after Trump signs that executive order to try to dismantle the Department of Education.
Today, Senator Jackie Rosen issued a statement following the executive order signed by President Trump, stating that President Trump's action to attempt to dismantle the Department of Education will gut support for public schools and potentially lead to reduced funding for schools and fewer teachers, all while pushing to give more tax cuts to the ultra-wealthy. This shameful move is going to hurt Nevada's students by putting the programs they rely on most, including mentorship programs that support veterans and at-risk students, and protection for students with special needs, on the chopping block. It threatens our kids' future, and I'll push back against this illegal attempt to dismantle our education system. Democratic Senator Rosen continues to fight against cuts at the Department of Education that she believes will hurt Nevadans' kids and teachers.
And Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo is urging state lawmakers to reject a proposed bill that would mandate daily cleanings of hotel rooms at Las Vegas resorts and casinos, signaling that he will veto the measure even if it passes. Lombardo's opposition comes amid concerns over the potential impact on the tourism industry and our hotel operations.
Lombardo issued a statement on Wednesday on SB 360, which supporters have called the Hotel Safety Act. It's the first veto that the governor has indicated. he would deliver for a bill introduced in the current legislative session. Under the bill, hotels at large resorts would be required to provide room cleanings every day and a visual inspection every other day. Health authorities could issue $500 and $1,000 fines for violations. SB 360 is currently not scheduled to appear in any meetings. The final day of the legislative session is June 2nd.
Turning now to news in the skies, NASA and SpaceX addressed their press in the first post-splashdown news conference regarding that mission. Our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers brings us more on that story.
After Tuesday's remarkable splashdown that brought Crew 9 astronauts safely back to planet Earth aboard a SpaceX Dragon capsule, NASA and SpaceX held a press conference addressing the 9-month voyage. Let's hear what the space teams had to say in their first post-splashdown news conference.
As we adapted together, we kept safety at the forefront. And thanks to the teamwork across the two agencies, a change in the Dragon spacecraft for Crew 10 and then a shortened handover helped accelerate the Crew 10 launch and the Crew 9 return. Then over the weekend, we decided as a joint team to undock a day earlier than originally planned to take advantage of some great weather we were seeing off the coast of Tallahassee for splashdown.
The two seasoned astronauts and retired U.S. Navy test pilots launched into space on June 5th, 2024 for a scheduled 8-day test mission.
Really the thing that we need to solidify and go test is the prop system and the service module. We need to make sure we can eliminate the helium leaks, eliminate the service module thruster issues that we had on docking. And then, the rest of the vehicle performed really well. So when we look forward, what we'd like to do is that one flight and then get into a crew rotation flight.
Crew 9's 17-hour trip back to Earth began at 17,000 miles per hour before slowing down to about 17 miles per hour at splashdown.
All of our crew members go through evaluations. They fill out surveys. They do medical evals. So all of these things happen on every crew member. So we do get some unique data from Butch and Sunny based on their stay, but it's something that we do with every crew member that flies. There's always changes that happen on board. There's always adjustments that we have to make that all of the crew members adapt to.
Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore logged 286 days in space on the mission.
Rehabilitation will continue. There's a sequence of exercises that they do to try to regain their physical strength over a number of weeks. It's a pretty standard protocol that they go through post-landing to recover. It's well documented and well practiced, and the docs and the trainers that do this work will kind of follow each crew member.
I know this required quite a bit of creativity from the NASA team and the onboard crew to compress the handover even further than they already had. And I'm thankful for everyone's hard work and flexibility to safely bring Dragon and the crew home.
We will continue to cover this fascinating story as it unfolds. Reporting from Las Vegas, I'm Maria Centers for News 25.
All right, stay tuned. Coming up in sports, we're telling you who is only a few goals away from an all-time NHL record. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, now here's Mikey Ruhan with all the details you need in the world of sports today in our sports report.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Vegas Golden Knights return home this evening. They welcome the Boston Bruins. It's going to be a wicked piss of hockey game. NHL.com set the scenario. If the Stanley Cup playoffs started today, Vegas would face the Minnesota Wild in round 1 in Minnesota. Time for the Ovechkin check-in. Ovi and the Capitals are in action right now against the Philadelphia Flyers. That brings us to number 5 in his greatest goals countdown.
Snared by Backstrom, headman to Ovechkin. 13 seconds left in the period. Alex Ovechkin on the curl and drag. One-hands it! He scored! A magnificent goal for point number 500!
Just a one-handed alley-oop to go over the left shoulder of the goalie. The goaltender is surprised as the 18,000 plus here at MSG.
The 2025-2026 Pahrump Valley High School Dance Team Tryouts are April 3rd at 2:45 p.m. in the PVHS main gym. You must attend the clinic on April 2nd from 2:45 p.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, email jcunningham@nyschools.org. And that's your look at sports on News 25. And try out for the dance team.
Thanks so much, Mikey. And thanks to you, I have another Ovechkin check-in. Alex Ovechkin scored goal number lucky 888, which now puts him only 7 goals away from an all-time NHL record. Good luck to him and VGK. And in other area news, the town of Pahrump and the Pahrump Off-Highway Vehicle Park Advisory Committee are gearing up for an exciting Youth Riders event at the newly constructed track, and they're calling on community members like you for support. Volunteers are needed to help with flagging and crowd control to ensure the success of this thrilling event for young riders.
The Pahrump Off-Highway Vehicle Park Advisory Committee has announced an upcoming Youth Riders event at the new track off of Ironwood Avenue. This early access event gives youth riders the opportunity to test the course for a day. The event will take place on Saturday, March 29th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. All race participants must have a valid OHV sticker, which will be available for purchase at the event. Volunteers are needed for flagging and crowd control. If you're interested in volunteering, please contact OHV Vice Chair Brad Harris at brad@associatedtelecom.com.
Listen up, fellow foodies. The annual Chili Cook-Off kicks off this weekend, and News 25 is speaking with Oliver Jones about all of the spicy details. See what
the Pahrump Chili Cook-Off is going to be March 21st through 23rd at Petrick Park. All the fun pops off at 4 p.m. We're going to have a chicken wing eating contest and live music throughout the evening. Saturday, we open at 10 a.m. The chili tasting starts at 11. Please get there as soon as possible because the chili will run out, people. The chili will run out. We got a lot of fun activities planned all day, especially for the kids. We're having a drag race with Power Wheels, lots of fun games and stuff. We're having a beer chug for the adults, pepper eating contests, live music throughout the day. Sunday, all day, we're having a huge car show, so make sure you make it out to that. For more information, you can go to PahrumpChiliCookoff.com or you can follow us on Facebook, Pahrump Chili Cook-Off.
In more electrifying news about VEA, Valley Electric Association is more than just an electric provider. It's also a cooperative, and it's here to help support members like you with community services.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
Did you know electrical cooperatives like Valley Electric don't just have customers? We have members like you. Members lead our cooperative, giving us a unique understanding of our local community's needs. Our employees and board of directors are also community members because we belong to the communities we serve. We're able to respond quickly to our members' changing energy needs. Whether it's helping you manage your energy use, like sharing tips on how to reduce your energy, or directing you to our Smart Hub application to offer our members more convenience, or participating at local events like festivals, fairs, and safety demonstrations. We care about our community. Remember, you're not just a customer to us, you're a member. The co-op was built to serve you, and that's the cooperative difference. Contact us to learn more about the benefits of membership.
All right, spring is here, and we're taking a closer look at weather and more local news when News 25 returns.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. Now here's Josh Osborne from Great Computer Deals in Pahrump with today's tech tutorial.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump Zone Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial. Today's topic, the top 5 ways of improving the Wi-Fi performance at your home. Number 1, you want to make sure that you have a really good quality router. In case you don't know, the router is the little box in your home that has those little antennas and those green flashing lights. That's where all the Wi-Fi comes from, and it needs to be a really good electronic device. It can't be some budgie Chinese knockoff one that you bought on eBay for 50 bucks. And you also got to be careful that with your internet service provider, if they're providing that router for you, either free or charging you another $7 to $10 to rent one from them, make sure that one is a good quality. I really like the brands Netgear, D-Link, TP-Link are some of the top ones. And just remember, when you buy these routers, you get what you pay for. So make it a good one, because Wi-Fi is obviously pretty important in your home. Number 2, you want to make sure that you position this router really well. And basically what I mean by that is it needs to be in a spot that is central to your home, because the router is omnidirectional. That means the Wi-Fi and internet service coming from it are going out evenly in all directions. So I recommend to put it in your home somewhere very central so it reaches all the rooms evenly as much as possible. Number 3, you want to make sure that you minimize interference. And a lot of people don't realize, but devices like baby monitors or microwaves or other things like that will actually interfere with the signal coming from your router. So whenever possible, try to keep those objects and those devices as far away as you possibly can. Number 4, you want to make sure that you keep your router's firmware or software updated. And what do I mean by that? Well, you have iPhones, you have Android phones, you have tablets, laptops, desktops. All those devices perform better when you keep them updated. And the same is true for a router. Definitely keep it updated. And even though this might be a little bit more complicated, there are ways that you can actually log into your router's settings. Most routers on the very bottom will list a website address and a standard username and password that's been preset for you that you can use to log into the settings of that device. And on that device, you're going to see that there's an option for checking for updates. Make sure that those updates that are on there are completely up to date to get the maximized and best performance. And then last but not least, sometimes a router is not enough and you need a little bit more. And there's some devices that are on the market called Wi-Fi range extenders. And basically what these devices do is they kind of close up some of the holes that might be dead zones in your home. And even though routers are pretty good, they're omnidirectional, they're supposed to cover your entirety of your home, sometimes certain spots of the house, for whatever reason, unbeknownst to us, just don't get the signal quite as strong as other areas. That's where these little extenders come in. You can actually plug them into an outlet, and what they will do is they will repeat the signal that's coming from your router and kind of improve areas as much as possible. And the best part is they're really not that expensive, about 50-60 bucks a piece, and you can improve the Wi-Fi in those particular spots of your home. So there you have it, folks, the top 5 ways to improve the performance of Wi-Fi in your home. I hope that helps you out. If you guys have any questions, be sure to head over to Great Computer Deals. We're located on Highway 372, right next to Game Corner Arcade and Fun Center. We will catch you guys on the next quick tutorial.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Let's take a look through our Lerner and Rowe WeatherCam at our very first look of spring. And it is a beautiful desertscape out there. We do have some scattered clouds, but the temperatures are mild and warming. A closer look at weather after the break.
Hello, good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios. Let's check out this weather map. Twinning up top, Fernley and Fallon, 59 degrees. Carson City, 55. 52 in Tonopah, 55 in Goldfield. Out in Beatty, 68 degrees. 72 in Amargosa. 71 in Las Vegas. And Death Valley, heating up, 82 degrees, but over in our paradise at Pahrump. We're at 68 degrees. We hit 70 earlier. That's nice. Winds out of the west-northwest, 8 miles per hour, humidity 12%. The sun rose this morning at 6:47. Look for that to go away, that sunshine. It'll go away at 6:56. Humidity tonight raises up 26%. Wind east, 5 miles per hour, and we go to a low of 44 degrees. Let's check out the 7-day forecast. I brought some heat with it. 75 degrees tomorrow, 77 on Saturday. Sunday looks nice, 81 degrees, no clouds at all, 7 mile per hour winds, that looks nice. Monday, 86, 89 on Tuesday, then 91 on Wednesday. It's going to be 100 in Death Valley that day, so look forward to that. 85 on Thursday, and that's your look at the weather. Back to the desk. Here's Unette.
Thanks so much, Mikey, for spreading your rays of sunshine. And everyone out there, please enjoy this first weekend of spring. Well, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and A's Country Radio, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the air next newscast. Good night.